Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be walking you through my March bullet journal setup. Now if you know me in real life, not on the internet, or maybe a little bit on the internet, you'll know that I'm obsessed with bullet journaling and I have made it my life's mission to convince everybody else I know to bullet journal. I personally prefer bullet journaling over a typical planner because I find the planners are a little bit too limiting. I started using planners as an adult a few years ago and I picked up the Ban.Do planners. Now I'm obsessed with the Ban.Do planners and all their stationery and stuff. I think it's really cute, and to be honest, the reason I held off on starting a bullet journal for so long is because I didn't want to not use a Ban.Do planner just because of its cuteness. So lucky for me, Ban.Do also makes sticker packs, which were my favorite thing. Each Ban.Do journal that you get comes with a sticker pack in the front. So they do sell their sticker packs separately. So as soon as I found that out, I was like, this is it, this is my time. Got rid of my Ban.Do journal like midway through a year and picked up a bullet journal, which is just essentially a blank journal. I use the gridded kind, so it's got little dots in it rather than lines. It just makes it easier for kind of designing whatever you want and not having to be stuck to lined paper. But lined paper definitely works too. You can use whatever you prefer. That's just my personal preference. So basically, as soon as I found out Ban.Do offered their stickers separately, I jumped right on bullet journaling. I probably watched like 20 bullet journal videos to figure out how to set it up, how I wanted to set it up, what I wanted to include, all different types of spreads that you can do. So I used to do a lot more spreads, and as I've kind of progressed, I've tailored out the ones that don't work for me anymore. And that's what's so great about a bullet journal too, is you really get to narrow it down to things that actually work for you and make a difference in your life. So I used to do expense tracking when I was really tight on a budget. So every single time I bought something, didn't matter if it was a coffee or a MacBook, I would write it down, the date I bought it, and how much it was. So that way I could go through and see where I was spending all my money, and that sort of thing. Now I don't do that as much now, not saying I shouldn't, but I don't expense track really anymore. But I've narrowed it down to a few different spreads, for example, which I'm not going to be showing you in this video just because I've pre-drawn these ones out and I use them basically until they're full. But I'll use a bill tracking, so when I pay off my bills, that kind of thing. I have like an invoice tracker, so when I'm expecting money to come in, and I keep an eye on things in that sense. Like I mentioned, I wanted to do the bullet journal because I didn't like having confined amounts of space for everything. When I was using my planners, I found that when I wanted to write notes or had ideas that I wanted to write down, I really just didn't have enough kind of blank pages or blank areas that I could jot everything down. And so that's what's so great about the bullet journal, is I have a full empty notebook and I can use the pages as I want, however I want, and I have so much space for whatever, anything. It's great. So anyways, I thought I would show you guys my cute little bullet journal setup. I hope you enjoy. So the first spread that I'm going to do is just your basic calendar. I find this spread to be super helpful just to see an overall view of what the month is looking like, because I do fill important dates into the calendar. Depending on how many days are in the month changes the spacing that I do on the calendar, but here I've just gone ahead and measured out by putting little dots where I want to draw the lines. When it comes to bullet journaling, I never use a ruler. I actually prefer the look of it being a little bit raw, a little bit uneven, because I think it adds a little bit more character. One important thing to remember when you are creating this overall calendar view is that some months will have a different amount of rows for the days. So more often than not, it is a 5-row situation, but for example, in March, we have 6 rows because the 31st actually falls on a Sunday. One of my biggest tips for drawing any calendar within your bullet journal is make sure you're referencing an actual calendar. There have been so many occasions where I've screwed up whole calendars because I've got the dates wrong. One of my favorite things to do each month is pick out 4 or 5 different markers that essentially make up the color scheme for the month. I keep those ones specifically in my pencil case that I take around with me every day. About 5 years ago for Christmas, my mom got me a 50 pack of the Crayola Super Tips, and they are fantastic. And to make this page a little bit more fun, I'm just dipping into my Ban.Do sticker pack for a little touch of cuteness. In the past, I've used this blank space on the right for a whole bunch of different things, like keeping notes, keeping track of my favorite things for the month if I'm making a favorites video, but currently I've been using it for a little section I call Victories, which are great things that have happened during the month that I can reflect back on and celebrate. So this next section is the most typical agenda or planner type section. It's the weekly breakdown. I divide each week up into days, so that way I'm able to keep track of appointments or when I'm working or to-do lists for the day, and it just really simplifies everything. I also always draw a small calendar at the top with the week highlighted, so I'm able to see where that specific week falls within the month. I then do the exact same for all of the rest of the weeks to follow. My birthday is March 6th, so I am spicing that day up with some cute stickers. While Ban.Do does make really cute stickers, they also make practical ones. So I'm going through and stickering all the days where I have to pay bills, when rent is due, as well as payday. Now there are definitely some videos out there where people do beautiful illustrations in their bullet journal, but I am not artistically inclined. So I go through and I decorate with beautiful stickers, all matching in my color scheme that I've planned out with my markers. Now one spread that I wanted to draw in to show you guys is the saving for spread. This is a place where I can keep track of how much I have saved going towards something I want to purchase, whether it be a pair of shoes in this case, or maybe a trip. I draw this little bar, and at the bottom I write what it is I'm saving for, and at the top I write how much it costs. I'm always sure to mark the halfway point as well, so I know as I'm filling it out how close I am to getting there. As I save money, I like to color in the graph so I have a good visual of how much I have saved already. And here it is. Here is the overview of my March 2019 spread. Well guys, that is it. That is my bullet journal setup for March. I had a lot of fun matching my markers to the stickers I was planning on using and just making it super colorful and cute. I hope you guys like the setup and maybe gives you a little bit of inspiration for your own setup. If you have any questions, please leave them down below and I will answer them. I will also link all of the stationery that I use, all the stickers and everything down below, so you guys can check that out if you are interested. Otherwise, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and I will see you guys in the next one.